This one comes out right after your birthday, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm turning 26 soon. What the fuck?
You're already 26.
By the time this comes out, yes, but while I'm recording it, I'm not 26 yet.
Can we get a big old happy birthday in the chat for Ryan McGee?
Oh my God.
Mr. brand new 26-year-old?
I don't like that, dude. I don't like that.
It? Why?
Dude.
It's just 26.
No, that's the first step to edging towards 30. Like, I'm past like that, like, I don't know, it's the stupid thing to think about.
I feel like 25 is the first step.
No, 25 is kind of like, okay, halfway there. And then 26 is like, okay, now you're heading there, buddy. You're heading to 30.
Climbing up that hill.
That's crazy.
Well, here's the thing. At the time of recording this, you're not 26 yet.
I'm still 25.
You can enjoy your youth.
I'm still 25. God. Also, 26, just like, it's just when you get to that next half of a decade where you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that.
Like, think about, like, 32 is a much different age than 38.
Yeah. Well, I'm still enjoying my youth.
I can't believe I just said that. That might have been the... I should become a high school teacher.
32 is much different from 38.
With the knowledge I have.
That's knowledge, man. That's good. Well,
it's wisdom, actually.
I asked Harrison this the other day, and I was like, because he's 27, and I was genuinely.
Oh shit, he is.
Yeah, he's 27, and I was genuinely.
See, I always
curious.
picture him as like 26.
I know he seems younger, but I was like, does 27 feel old? And then I realized that came off like really like. I was like, I didn't mean it like that, dude. I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, it does.
Does it feel old? He said yeah.
He said
27 sounds.
That's like a grown up.
I know.
You know? Well, for me...
26 is the last one where it sounds like you're still young.
Yeah, but...
27 then sounds like you're a grown-up, I guess.
I feel like it just changes with your perspective, because when I was younger, you know, I was like, 17 is so old.
Oh, yeah, because you saw facial hair. Like, I saw... Like, basically, the way I saw a 17-year-old is how I see, like, a 50-year-old man now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I see a 50-year-old man, I'm like, that person is aged. As a young person, I really didn't fathom that much time, because that would be a whole lifetime for me, and I'm so young. So I would just look at teenagers and be like, wow, they're older. They're adults.
Yeah.
They think like adults too. But you don't. Dude, in no way when I was 18, or I'd say even 20, did I feel, even now, most of the times I feel any semblance of being like an adult. Part of that is also probably due to the line of work you and I got lucky enough to barge into.
Because when I was like 12, I thought about being 16. I was like, oh my God, I'll be able to drive. Like, I can have a girlfriend. Like, I'll be like old. And now you're about to be a decade older than that. And it feels like, I don't know, because every birthday I feel like I'm like, man, 24 is the one where it feels old. And my next birthday is 25. And I'm going to be like, man, 25. See, 25 to me right now, thinking of myself as 25, I'm like, holy shit, that's old. Like,
really?
I'm like 25 is I'm like a grown ass man at 25.
I've been there for a year, unfortunately.
And I felt the same way about 24, because 24 sounded old for a while, but now 24 does not feel that old to me. 24 feels like young still, you know?
It is.
And every time I think about, I was born in 1996, so every time I think about being born in 96, it feels so young compared to other people, because I'm like, if I tell people I'm born in 96, like when I go to the bank and they ask for my birthday and I'm like 96, they're like, I feel like I sound so young, such a baby compared to other people. But even though 96,
but when time passes, when you say I was born in the 90s, people would be like, damn, ew.
90s kids.
Like when I think of my parents, like born in the 60s, I'm like, whoa.
I know.
I can't fathom the 60s.
That's crazy, dude. Like our parents lived through the Vietnam War and all that stuff.
Ew. Gross.
Well, it's
the Vietnam War.
It's weird that we don't really think about this, but isn't it cool that we lived through like the change of the millennium?
What's cool about it?
I don't know.
I just wanted to cut the conversation flat.
The year 2000.
It's just your response.
Yeah, what's cool about it, man?
I don't know. It just seems
it's like it's just cool. I have one memory. I have one memory of 1999 that I can for sure date to 1999, and it was like a week.
Were you waiting for the?
It was a week before 2000, and I was in my front yard with my dad, and he was talking to
Y2K.
It was the week. Yeah, it was the week right after Christmas, and I was in the front yard And I still remember the sweater I was wearing, and he was talking to my neighbor about Y2K.
Did your dad believe that something was going to happen to all technology?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think my parents believed in Y2K. I think it was probably with a situation where it's like, maybe it might happen.
How is a 1 going to change to a 2 on clocks, on digital clocks? It's not like they already go from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. That's nonsense.
It's I remember it's funny watching episodes of TV shows that are like about Y2K and stuff.
The Simpsons.
Simpsons, Family Guy is that one.
When did Family Guy first air? Was it late 90s?
Yeah, Family Guy was in the 90s.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, did Family Guy come out before or after SpongeBob?
SpongeBob came out in 1999, yeah.
And then Family Guy came out, hold on.
I want to say Family Guy came out in 98.
Who came out first? We'll see.
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
Well, Family Guy in the first or second
1999.
season.
They came out the same year.
Oh, shit. Good year for television.
I know. Damn. Yeah.
How many TV shows come out? Okay, think about this.
Yeah.
How many TV shows are going to come out in 2020 that will still be a relevant TV show 2 decades from now? Because think about 1999, we got shows like SpongeBob, Family Guy, stuff like that, where some of the shows that came out in 1999 are still very relevant today in 2020.
I don't see it happening as
doesn't,
much.
yeah.
Because I feel like it was easier to stick in that culture because, you had to be dedicated to those things. You had to show up at a specific time during a specific day of the week to catch that little bit of lore. Because I didn't, it was much later on, maybe in high school, maybe middle school, but I never really fucked around with it or tried it that much. What was DVR, TiVo, and all that?
Oh.
I didn't really. I had the guide where I could go and look at channels, but I remember every time I would press record, it was like,
You have to pay this amount if you want to record.
And it was like, oh, scary.
I know.
My cousins had
I was like,
TiVo.
Dad. He's like, no, just back out. You didn't do anything. I'm like, whew.
I remember my cousins had TiVo, and they had the guide too, like the remote where you could click it and the guide would come up, and I was like, whoa!
And it sounded so like, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yeah, dude, TiVo had some good-ass sound effects. I will say that. I still remember TiVo sound effects.
I just, anyways, I feel like that my point might be bullshit, but I do feel like there was a certain, not trained, but it was just the way that media was presented that we had to act a certain way. So we had to if you wanted to watch something, you had to dedicate yourself to it. And now you can just binge it. And I feel like fads move a lot
Faster,
more quickly because information moves quickly and we communicate a lot more quickly. Like more people are doing it. It's not just like a select few who, not when I say a select few, of course, this started out as like millions. But compared to what it is today, it's massive. YouTube, like I remember YouTube at some point, like yes, it was a big video site and it still is, but like there was a point where it felt like my parents, I had to tell my parents about YouTube.
Yeah, me too. My parents were very scared of it.
Yeah, and
remember
to
that
me, it was
era?
just looking up videos. It was like, oh, this new thing now that all the funny videos that were on probably 3 to 4 different websites. I had to go to like Funny Junk and a bunch of other shit.
Daily Motion.
Yeah, yep. Because there are all these websites. Stupid Videos is another one where you.
Stupid video.
Yep, and you just had to go to those specific sites. YouTube brought it all here, baby. You can just upload whatever you want. And then people started to make more high-end content, which you think of. Smosh started out as just like singing in a webcam, like
Lip syncing the Pokemon song.
With stupid faces, and
And they
then
made it into a multi-million-dollar like empire.
exactly. It's just crazy how when people begin to commune, fads tend to shift quickly because there's more things shared.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting too because back when YouTube started, you remember like, I feel like it was a lot easier. You could make the exact same thing that you made on YouTube in 2007 now, and it would get like 2 views. But back then, it would blow up because there wasn't that much other content available. And it was
Cameras
so
were
new.
expensive for a kid.
Oh my God. On my birthday, all I wanted was a video camera, and I had to save up for so long.
I feel like it all changed when the DSLR came out. Like everyone started to get a DSLR because it was kind of like it was like $300 maybe. So it was still expensive, but it was like getting an Xbox.
Well, I remember that. I remember I wanted a DSLR. I wanted the T3i so bad, and because that's what all my like filmmaker friends had, and I wanted one so bad. But it was like at the time I think it was $400 or $500 for the body, and I couldn't afford that. And I saved up forever, but I was like, I can't get this. It's too much.
I just remember when the next one came out, the body price went down. I think I ended up getting my first one when the T4i came out, and I ended up getting a T3 or T2i. I got one of the pass models because they become cheaper when the new one comes out.
And I'd be like, I'll get the body by itself used.
And I remember going on eBay and saving up for lenses. Like, I remember my first 50 millimeter lens, and I'm like, holy shit, this, because usually it comes, the stock lens is rather wide, and you can do a lot with it.
That 18 to 55.
Yeah, but like when you get that set 50 millimeter, I don't know, that was great. And then I got a super wide angle lens, which I just remember testing out different lenses.
I love lenses,
experimenting.
Dude. T3Is, you can get them now for like $170.
Yeah.
Well, for some websites have them for like $1,500. What?
Don't do that.
I
sounds like a black magic camera.
Yeah. But
no, like I've never used one. I've wanted to.
Oh, Black Magic's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
have you used? Did you shoot a music video with Black Magic? Oh, okay. What did you shoot the music videos on that you did?
Red Dragon.
All of them you shot?
No. Bill and Rabs, which hopefully should be out by this podcast. Maybe not. We used a Red Dragon. That was a 6K.
Keep an eye out. Subscribe to Lazy Eye just so you can catch the music videos.
That was a 6K Red Dragon. It was the Epic. This thing is what it was called, and that thing was a machine. It's heavy as fuck, and it has these vents on the side. There's blowout heat because it's so.
Yeah, it's doing a lot.
The SD cards it has its own special type that are like this big.
I remember being in high school and researching that because my dream cameras, I really wanted to work with a Red, but I didn't have that much of income. My income was 200 something bucks every few weeks because of Food Lion at the
same
height of like having a job. But I'm losing it. What was I talking about?
You wanted to work with a Red.
Oh yeah, I wanted to work with a Red, and I remember specifically that's what led me into looking up Black Magic, because Black Magic was like, we're the cheaper version of a Red, we promise. And there's just something so beautiful about a Red camera. There were classes.
It's like the one that's like,
because when Daniel and I won the best picture for the Campus Movie Fest, you got to go to California. You had to pay for it. The school. We tried to ask the school, hey, could you pay for a trip because you pay for a lot, a lot of other stuff, and they're like, oh well, nah.
I tried to do the exact same thing. I tried to ask the school to pay for it. I'm like, hey, I won Campus Movie Fest.
I know.
And they want me to come out to LA for the little short film to be screened in a festival, and that's really cool. But
I got this, dude. I remember where I saw it too. I remember that memory, dude. That was at the Universal City Walk at the
that's where they did
the AMC theaters. So I saw my movie. Like, I've gone there multiple times living here now to see movies, and I remember that it was a movie theater on the right. It might have been one of the first or second ones on the right. And I remember I got to see my movie on the big screen, and then I got to stand down there, and Daniel and I, with a bunch of other filmmakers, did like a short Q&A to other kids who were interested. Fuck, man. I miss going to the movies. I haven't been able to go to the movies in so long.
Soon. I remember I couldn't go to the Campus Movie Fest LA thing because it was too expensive and the school wouldn't pay for it. But
I went on a tangent, but anyways, go on. But I have to get back to Red.
I'll get back to the Red. I was just saying with the Campus Movie Fest, luckily the same month I got to come out to LA to hang out with you guys. So I missed the Campus Movie Fest thing, but it worked out.
Well, at the Campus Movie Fest thing, the thing that I was going to talk about is they had a whole workshop kind of advertising the Red camera and showing what people are doing with the Red camera.
That's every like young filmmaker's like dream, is to work with one. And I was blown away by it the most was first of all, the quality is like unreal.
Yeah,
it's stupid. And my computer, I have a very, very good computer, and it can barely process that footage.
I think Louis on FX, Louis C.K.'s show, they did. I remember Daniel specifically looked into the Red. One of the reasons was because he really liked Louis C.K., and so did I. And this is before all that shit happened. Daniel, he
luckily didn't see any of that stuff.
Through Daniel's existence, Louis C.K. remained who he was up until that happened, because Daniel wasn't around when Louis C.K. did his no-nos.
Good example of ignorance is bliss, I guess.
Yeah. But so I just remember looking at the red camera, looking at the shots in Louis, looking at other people's short films on Vimeo, and really wanting to work with one. What I'm trying to say, Matt, is you and I should rent a very expensive camera and shoot something.
We should do a video. We got to do something with the red.
I want to do that. I've been talking to you about you. This has been an idea for a while. You and I want to do this kind of, I don't want to give it away, but there's a certain episodic sketch thing dealing with a beloved character, a beloved historic figure that you and I both cherish.
Absolutely.
That I would love to do.
That Ryan,
or at least try.
That Ryan's portrayal of is spot on. It's Martin Luther King.
I got to grow my hair out for the role.
The biggest thing about the red was how quickly the battery dies and how quickly it fills up the SD card, because the SD cards were, I had 64s and I had 128s, and I had to rent those separately because when you get a red, you have to like, first of all, the case that I rented it came in was like, it came in like 3 massive containers that I had to put on a dolly, and then the SD cards, like the 64s, would fill up in like 5 minutes because it was 6K footage, so you'd maybe be able to get like 2, 3, 4 shots, and then it's full all of a sudden. You got to dump it.
Yeah,
and then for Freddie's video, got to go, that one we used a red, but we downgraded to the 4K red or the 4.6K, because after doing the 6K one, we were like,
you're uploading it to YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube
it's like we don't need for this. We don't need a 6K camera.
Yeah,
and the 4.6 one is smaller, so it's easier to. We had to rent a separate Ronin though, like the one that we have, the Ronin stabilizer.
Separate lenses, or does it?
So it depends on who you rent it from. Some come with different lenses, or you can rent like a better one. But we rented the big Ronin stabilizer, and that thing killed my back. But what's hard is, you have to hold the stabilizer and hold the camera, and the camera's so heavy, but you also have to be focusing the lens. So it's like so hard. I was sore for like 3 days after using it.
The biggest cameras I've worked with was when we worked with Mark, because I remember, Jesus, if there was a camera
C300,
he would whoop, pick it up, because he and we all in the household were very passionate about just shooting whatever. I mean, evidence, of course, of that would be a lot of the cringy little sketches we ended up doing.
Yeah.
But I just remembered, like, Tucker came over one time and was just in astonishment at just like, damn, you really have every camera I want to work with right now.
We used the main one we used was the C300, right?
Yes, and then there was it was something 5. The other ones. There was like 3, I think, big deal cameras that were epic. And very epic.
Grumps had a C300 too. And I know for Power Hour, or what Tucker used to use was a C300 for the stationary shot, and then for the other shot, he would just use his Sony A7S. And I have, personally, the cameras I have a Sony A6500, which I love. That the Sony Alpha series is awesome. But my new favorite camera is the Panasonic GH5, and we have some of those at the office.
I've been looking to get a camera, and I was going to ask you what specific camera, because I've been out of like the researching cameras game since like college.
So have I. Carson,
since like, I guess, Syndigo era stuff.
Carson is the only reason I got back into it, is because Carson's so obsessed with cameras, and I was like, oh, what's new?
I remember like messing with all the settings,
like looking up lenses and stuff. I loved it.
I don't know if you did this, but back when I did have a DSLR, you could get this thing called Cine something, but it was to make the image flat, so whatever color correcting you could do, you could have more information to work with.
Yeah, it's like a color profile. Where
you download it onto the camera. I remember being so scared to fuck up my camera.
Yeah.
Because I was reading, he was like, this fucked up my camera, it doesn't work anymore. I'm like, am I going to download a virus onto my camera? But no, it worked fine. I loved it.
You know what you should do? You should take one of the GH5s home.
We have a few.
We have 3.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take one home and fuck with it. It's really fun.
I just want to film some shit.
Go home and just like film shit in your backyard or fuck around. Make some Twitter videos.
Film Lego.
Film Lego?
That's right. It has been, I can't remember the last time I tweeted.
Dude, make some Twitter videos.
I should, man.
And,
I just
and use
burped
go get the GH5. Take a tripod home. We have 3.
When was the last time hold on.
GH5s is what I would recommend though, because they're
It's just about the Misfits podcast. On the April 29th is the last time I tweeted.
But the GH5 is awesome. It's been considered the best filmmaking camera on the market right now.
Does the lens that it comes with, is that fine to work with, or would you? Okay.
The lens we have, what's amazing about the GH5 is the stabilization. When I walk with it, it looks like it's on a stabilizer.
Okay.
It's that good. And then the lens has incredible, I really like the autofocus. It has great continuous autofocus. And you can really get in depth with the settings and like the color profiles and stuff.
What's the, this gonna sound so stupid. What's the f-stop on the lens, by the way?
The one that we have?
Yeah.
I don't, it's not super low, but I think it goes up to, you know what? I can fucking get it right now and look.
Because sometimes I don't know.
I bought a new lens for it with my own money. I got the camera. All right, this is
I only asked because there was a stage back in maybe early college or between high school and college where when I was doing the lens stuff, I was really into kind of getting low light lenses and filming stuff more at like a dusk time of day. Because usually you'd get a lot of disgusting noise if you didn't have a good lens that could couldn't handle low light.
It's a 12 to 60.
Sorry, I'm staring at this camera.
It's pretty. This is a 12 to 60 mil. Actually, I'm not sure what the f-stop goes to. You want to hold it?
Yeah. Oh my freaking
I got it
back.
I have the Ronin plate on the bottom of that.
The Ronin? How dare you, Matthew?
Sorry, bro. That's a fucking awesome camera, though.
Is it out of battery?
It does
right
4K
now?
60 too.
Is it out of battery?
I don't think there's a battery in it.
Oh, okay.
Or it is just out of battery.
Yeah, no battery.
It's a fucking awesome camera though. I can't recommend it enough.
Feels solid.
Ad read break.
If you're still using one of the big wireless providers this year, have you asked yourself what you're paying for? Between expensive retail stores, inflated prices, and hidden fees, you're being taken advantage of because they know you'll pay. Enter Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile provides the same premium network coverage you're used to, but at a fraction of the cost because everything is online. Mint Mobile saves on retail locations and overhead, then passes those savings directly to you. Mint Mobile makes it easy to cut your wireless bill down to just $15 a month. Every plan comes with an unlimited nationwide talk and text. With Mint Mobile, stop paying for unlimited data you'll never use. Choose between plans with 3, 8, or 12 gigabytes of 4G LTE data. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Ditch your old wireless bill and start saving with Mint Mobile. The great thing about this is I used to pay an arm and a leg just to have 2-hour conversations with my stepdad every day. What a guy. But now using Mint Mobile, I can save that money by texting and calling him whenever I want with these plans. It's wonderful. Unlimited data? Please give me. I want to talk to Stepdaddy Jim more and more. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/supermega. That's mintmobile.com/supermega. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/supermega. Links are in the description. Whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to, not what your roommates, neighbors, significant other, children, pets, grandparents are listening to. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. You already know Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and that they sound just as amazing as other top audio brands you know. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and more compact design that gives you a nice, noise-isolating fit. Raycon's wireless earbuds are so comfortable, perfect for conference calls or binging podcasts. They're comfortable. I go out on a jog. I don't have to worry about a cord getting in the way when my big flabby arms are running. I'm trying to lose that weight, and I can have fun doing it listening to great music with these comfortable earbuds. Oh boy, oh wow, I am selling this shit. Unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet with no dangling wires or stems like I was talking about to distract anyone during video calls. Or as I said, jogging trying to lose weight because you think that you're just I don't want to get into it. This is an ad read. You've heard me talk about how the company was co-founded by Ray J and celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Cardi B, Melissa Etheridge, Brandy J. I don't know who some of these people are, but they seem big and important, especially Snoop Dogg and Cardi B. Gotta love them. They're obsessed with Raycon. Now, it's time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/supermega. That's buyraycon.com/supermega for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. buyraycon.com/supermega. Links are in the description.
I got a prime lens for it recently for shooting some stuff at home. And I want to get a macro lens soon. Macro lenses
I wish you had the macro lens for the ladies.
I know the praying mantises. Which update, guys?
Bugs do as bugs do.
Yeah, they passed away. Somehow, like all at like the same time. And what I'm wondering is if they died from. So basically, I got a bunch of bugs to feed them, and I got like millipedes and stuff that I had found myself because they just needed bugs. And as they were getting bigger, the smaller bugs weren't doing it anymore because they needed bigger, things to eat. So I went outside for an hour and I got a ton of like millipedes.
Did you watch them like eat the millipedes and stuff?
Yeah. And then they all died shortly after. So I'm kind of like, did I kill them?
I don't know. I feel like you know what their diet is.
Well,
just
online
bugs.
said like any bugs. Online was like just anything that moves bugs. So I
feel
don't
like
know.
it's just a simple case of sometimes you buy a few fish and have to expect one of them to be belly up by the end of the first day.
That's the thing is like I took good care of him, but at the same time, bugs are not easy to keep alive. And also,
there are fish.
They weren't in the best climate because these specific types of bugs require like strong humidity, strong heat. And what I would do is every day I'd put them in the bathroom and turn the shower
you have
on.
multiple. You also have multiple people that take showers throughout the day, and they're usually when I was over, they were either in like on top of the shower, so it would be like the top of the room where the humidity gathers, or they would be kind of where you would feed them, which is like the windowsill.
Yeah, the window in the kitchen.
But yeah,
where the light hits.
you kept them mostly in a humid environment. You couldn't leave the shower running all the time.
Yeah,
but
I bet I'm sad that they passed, but they all passed at the same time. So I wonder what could have caused that. Maybe I don't know. It could have even been like bringing in bugs from outside could have introduced them to like a disease.
Little bug disease
killed them or something.
Little bug COVID-19.
R.I.P. the ladies. Carson and I did scan them with his high quality scanner.
You said they look
and
really cool.
They're beautiful.
So like, where are they? Like
I have
the
them.
scans?
I have them. Oh, they're on Carson's computer. But I have I have them all still. I'm gonna go bury them soon. Go dig a little grave, make a little tiny caskets out of little matchboxes, bury them. Have a little service for them, a little memorial. Oh, I wanted to go
You should
back.
get into like building miniature sets, like build like a little miniature graveyard in your backyard for the ladies.
Little miniature grave.
That could get you into model planes and ships and bottles.
I told you we talked about this on the last podcast, and I wanted to get into it, but I forgot, and I'm now remembering it. My dream for when I'm old and retired is to have a basement that I can build a
big train set.
Like a big model town in, like the type where it's elevated.
The type
on
that was in
tables.
Stuart Little.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's the whole train set with rivers and and I want to build like a whole world with like a story and stuff. Just go down there and play around. Because when I was a kid, I loved playing with trains and doing that. So now it's like when I'm an adult, I can do it even better.
You should then get a pet mouse and make a little red pet like mouse shirt and name him Stuart Little, and then let him run around on the train set.
I like that. He'd shit on everything.
Yes.
Let me go back real quick to we were talking about TV shows released in 1999.
Way back, like.
But I didn't realize how many big shows came out in 1999 that we still have,
like what
are still popular. Sopranos, Law and Order, Family Guy.
Sopranos isn't around anymore.
Well, I mean, like ones that are still like big. Sopranos, Law and Order, Family Guy, SpongeBob, Freaks and Geeks, Futurama.
Futurama was 99 too.
Mm-hmm.
Futurama is a great show.
And even 98, That 70s Show, Will and Grace, Sex and the City, Dawson's Creek, King of Queens, Cowboy Bebop.
No, whoa. That 70s show premiered in 99?
98.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that show would have premiered more when I was.
I thought the 2000s. I didn't know it actually came out in the 90s.
No, I definitely like pictured. I honestly thought it was going to be early 90s for some reason.
That 70s show?
Yeah.
I never really watched it that much. It was always, when it was like big, it was always too mature for me, I guess. So I didn't.
And then when you were old enough, it was too corny for, you know what I mean? It's that like balance where if you don't get it then, you know, at a certain point,
I mean,
you'll mature past it.
I'm sure many of you have seen my hysterical satire of that 70s show on Format 24, that 90s show. Very, very good. Very funny video.
Does the camera go?
Yep.
Hey, dude.
And then we filmed in my mom's car, sitting in the garage, the theme song. And then I remember we went to the grocery store and asked this like stoner employee if he could just say one line for the camera, and he did. And it's like blurry, and like when you watch it, you can just tell it's just some dude we asked to just say one line that has no idea what's going on. We just asked him to say no and shake his head. He's like, no. And then
What was the context? What was he saying no to?
Well, I believe the context of the video was I'm barely in it. It's my two other friends I filmed, and one of them kills the other one's fish. So then he goes to the grocery store to ask if they have any fish, and that's when the guy says no. And then he goes outside and gets hit by a car, and that was the end of the video.
Oh shit.
You know, when you were younger and making videos, like you didn't think of how it's gonna end.
You just were like, these are events that happen.
Yeah, just events. And then it's like, I guess we could end it, just get hit by a car. And then it goes black. It's like,
There was one short film I remember when I was in maybe elementary school. I don't think it was middle school. It was probably like late elementary school, 4th or 5th grade. I can't find it for the life of me. I've tried to search for it, but it's this 45-minute long edited cut movie that my cousin Connor and I made, where the whole premise is we're trying to hunt for Bigfoot. And
oh yeah, you told me about this.
yeah, and we ended up going to Bill Gates's house for some reason in the movie and finding out
The
that
pedophile ring.
No, we found out that Bill Gates had a daughter who he thought was a son, and then we left. And we went to go find Bigfoot, and then we accidentally burnt the forest down, and that's how it ends.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
With us killing Bigfoot.
I like that. I wish, dude. I want to see this. I really want to see this.
If I can find it. I
read
remember
your
having
book.
fire effects.
I've read The Underwater Pyramid.
Yeah, so you know you're in for the same level of creativity.
Well, that shit was very creative.
Thanks,
I tried to make a full length movie when I was a kid, and I spent a very long time on it with some friends. And I filmed it pretty out, like the scenes pretty out of order, and there was no overarching plot for it.
In our heads there was, but like
Yeah.
when you think about it, there really wasn't.
And I think I got like 25 minutes into it, but it really just made no sense. It was my friend finds like a wishing stone and goes back in time, and then goes forward in time, and then joins the army. And I played an Iraqi civilian. So that was real fun.
That's the thing that I love about, I guess, like nostalgic filmmaking. When I think of like when I was younger and making little short films, is that even when you read the book the book I wrote for in elementary school, there's that constant theme of and then and not like this happens, so this happens, because this happens, so this happens. It's just and then we go to Bill Gates' house, and then we find out he has a son, and then we leave, and then we go find Bigfoot in the forest, and then the forest burns down.
because you didn't really know how to tell a story. You know?
I just it's just so when you can still see videos made like that today if you really dig down deep on YouTube. But it is a treasure to find a video of like a kid making a short film, and it's kind of cringe, but that cringe is nostalgic, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, super nostalgic.
Like that's weird to say. There's a nostalgia in the cringe, in like that unaware.
I think it's because you're looking back at when you were like that. You know, because like sometimes I'll stumble upon YouTube videos of people that are trying to make like a comedy sketch, and obviously it misses the mark completely, but you know that like to them and their friends it's hysterical. Yeah. And it's like it's pure in that aspect where it's like they're gonna look back and remember that and love it. just like how I look back at my fucking old channels and I cringe my ass off when I watch them, and luckily they're still there for everyone to enjoy in 2020.
I kind of wish I had that same curse. I kind of want to go back and because I uploaded a lot of shit onto Google Videos.
I did too. That's where I started, but then I quickly switched over to YouTube, and I wish I could get back onto that channel.
They didn't change the
way.
videos over. They took down when Google got YouTube or whatever. They deleted all of Google videos. So
I wish I could see them. I was really into claymation. Like that was like my big thing at the time, and I had some claymation videos on there.
Mine
and my
was
very
LS
first video,
Maker and Pivot stick figure,
Pivot.
like doing all that because you could actually, basically, because in Pivot you can change the background color, just change it to green, and I could do like a real life me and my cartoon Stickman friend. Like, you know, it was just so much fun. I miss dueling with lightsabers and putting little flashes in with guns and being like, whoa, I'm a secret agent.
why don't we just revert back to that? Like,
I mean, we're just a bigger form of that.
no, but just take our channel with 800,000 subs now and just upload that kind of shit, like a 20-second clip of like us dueling with lightsabers.
Like Ryan versus Dorkman type of shit.
You like fighting like a pivot stick figure animation.
You remember Ryan versus Dorkman, right?
No.
What?
What's Ryan versus Dorkman?
You've never? No, come on.
I've never seen Ryan versus Dorkman.
You've never fucking
I've
seen
never
Ryan
seen
versus Dorkman?
dude. That sounds sick. Dude, stop with the beta male smile. It's been too long.
No, my jowls are agape out of surprise, not out of submission.
I found a picture recently of Jackson
Ryan versus
doing the beta male smile. Just want
really?
to throw that out
Well,
there.
he does it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ryan versus Dorkman was a famous dual, like lightsaber duel series where it was like fans that were really good at After Effects, like way back before. This is like before Corridor Digital.
I
and
thought
all
this
that.
was you.
No. This is now. Do you know what it is?
No,
Now
I
that it's
don't.
not-
But I was gonna say I thought that you had a
They
series.
made a Ryan versus Dorkman 2.
I've never heard of it. I do remember that. Remember that old YouTube video that blew up where it was like, the guy, like the little stick figure, like in his computer came to life and like started destroying everything, and he like fought with like the Firefox and like AOL guy.
Okay, I'm going to put this information out there, and if anyone can find them, I don't know their name. All I remember is way back in the day, there was this comedic duo. Probably one guy had light hair, one guy had dark hair. One was taller than the other, of course. And they weren't like famous or anything. Like they're not known today. But the first video I found, and I've tried to search YouTube for this video, it was like a Mentos video, like Mentos and Coke video where it turned into a lightsaber. And that's all I remember of that video, but it led me into kind of getting into them. And I remember they ended up getting really nice cameras and getting like a crew, and they actually like had, I think, a web show, or they were pitching a show to a certain channel. None of it ended up working. But god damn, if I could ever remember what they were, who they were. Because like they did have sets and like they did hire actors in certain later stuff. And it was high quality, quote unquote. It was a guy, okay, it was a guy with dark hair that honestly looks very similar to Matthew Lillard. That's what this guy looks like. One of the guys in the duo, but I will never remember their name. And this was back probably early 2000s.
Dude.
Or like late, like when YouTube was first around in like 2000, anywhere between 2007 and 2010 maybe, or 2009.
It's like a Mentos and Diet Coke thing turned into a lightsaber is the most 2007 YouTube video I can
But a
think
lot
of.
of people did that idea. So when I go back and I don't think they titled the video
It's still
Mentos
big.
versus lightsaber, because I think the lightsaber was the surprise or the gag in the video. So it was just a regular, I think they were dressed up as maybe scientists or something. We're going to figure out what happens.
Wait, is that let me tell you, I might know what you're talking about, because Weezer made a music video back when I was in middle school for their song Pork and Beans, which the whole premise of the music video was
Old internet videos.
And there's one where they're all dressed up as scientists. Hold on, let me skip a little bit. Wait. Is that it at all? Like, is it based on that?
I don't know. Maybe. I just remember them putting a Mentos in the Coke and then a lightsaber thing comes out, I think.
I used to love, there's a couple channels I used to love. I just looked it up. Waverly Films was one I used to love. I thought they were so funny. And then there was these, okay, they were not big, but it was these two kids that were my age at the time. And I wish I could get in contact with them now because they were like such a big inspiration to me. They called themselves like Mash Brothers, I think, and they had like 1,000 subs.
Mash Brothers?
Yeah, and the kid's name was Adam. That's all I remember. And we talked sometimes. And I wish that I could get in touch with them now because I loved their videos. And I wish I could go back and watch them, but I can't find them. So if anyone knows who those guys are, I remember they had a video where he like, there's an ABBA song in it. And I remember they were both part of this other channel called the Animation Empire where they would like make animated shorts and they would get featured on there, and I had one that got featured on that channel. So I wonder if like that's a starting point. I remember this Adam kid. I looked up to him. I thought he was cool. He made good short films, but he was super small, like 1,000 subs. So he was like my dream.
It's one of the problems with early YouTube channels too, is like the weird names that you give them, that it's like this sketch duo or whatever that I'm thinking of, they had a name, but it wasn't like Smosh, you know, it had to been probably some, I wouldn't even be able to guess. It was probably 3 separate words that were random and sounded funny or something.
Yep.
I'm so sad because I remember trying to look it up. Like I tried to look it up all the time, and I remember these two. If I saw a video with them in it, I would be like, that's them. But I don't know who it is.
I recently went back through, I found like a playlist of all of my old favorites from Format 24, and the most recent favorite was Bed Intruder song.
Okay.
So, you know, it's climbing
your windows, he's snatching your people up.
The Rap of My Life by the Computer Nerd 01, who I loved when I was younger.
Yes,
Remember that guy?
He was in the same, wasn't he in the same vein of like Shane Dawson-y type?
Yeah. See, this
like
guy,
loud, but to
random.
me, he was very much more edgy. He was, even though Shane has his past, this guy seemed less, there was less production behind the stuff that he did in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like in his backyard.
No, I'm thinking of Make Me Mad something.
They were friends. Make me bad 35.
Make Me Bad is who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What did Computer Nerd look like?
They were friends. They were the same. They did videos together. This is Computer Nerd. They look very, hold on. Wait.
Yes, okay, him. I do remember him, but I was more of a fan of Make Me Bad.
Yeah,
Does he still do stuff?
Uh-huh.
Does he? Yeah, he has short hair now. He's a very handsome dude. I used to watch you, whatever your fucking name is.
I made a lot.
What's his name?
A lot of Fruity Loops beats, Never Give Up beat, rap beat, some Smosh videos. Y'all, okay, I just gotta say,
His name's Damien?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him. That's so weird. I remember when everyone had coconut haircuts, and
I had a coconut haircut.
Yeah, I did too, and so did he back in the day.
I want to point out that I was ahead of the curve on being cool with music. I have an Aphex Twin song in my likes from when I was in middle school. So that's pretty cool.
You know what vibe Damien gives me looking at him more?
What?
He kind of gives me like one of the cooler older kids in a youth group vibe.
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at photos of him.
Dude, that was
today.
me for a while. I was one of the cooler older kids in a youth group. I have songs from Over the Hedge, Rockin' the Suburbs in my likes. Funny Cats, that's a video. Spoon Man by Soundgarden. Hillary Clinton farts. Dude, look at this. I have this in my likes from middle school. Hillary Clinton farts.
Your opponents are saying that that's really part of a larger pattern with you, that you often avoid taking firm
Did she fart?
positions on controversial issues.
Did she fart?
No, it's fake, but it's
Come
great.
on. It's not fake. No, you should have said it was real.
Oh, Fred. Here's Fred. Here's the Fred era.
Hey, it's Fred!
You and I always discuss how we were jealous that he had Fred shirts.
Yep. And now,
I was like, I wanna
here
make
we are
shirts.
with SuperMega shirts.
Now it's Lucas something. What's his
Crookshank.
Crookshank?
And I know that because I used to have dreams I was hanging out with Fred. And I'd wake up. I used to have dreams that I would meet Ian and Anthony. And I was like, I'd wake up like, oh!
I think one of the Fred videos I remember laughing hysterically to when I was younger was the there was one particular one about his meds or something. It was one of the
Fred
early
loses
ones.
his meds.
Yeah, Fred loses his meds.
That's one of the classics.
He was screaming, dude.
Oh my God.
He was popping off, not on pills.
My friend showed me Fred, and I remember Fred goes swimming, one of his most popular ones, or Fred goes to the pool. I saw the night it came out at my friend's house because we were super into Fred, and he's like, "Yo, there's a new Fred video tonight,
dude."
And we watched it.
I want to talk more about early YouTube, but the ad genie's back.
Remember, this Pride Month, it's critical that we take a moment to recognize and remember the intersectionality between pride and the racial injustices that we continue to endure today. This month, through their MeUndies Gives initiative, MeUndies continues to take action to achieve their mission of creating a more thoughtful and accepting world by making $50,000 donations to both the It Gets Better Project and Black Lives Matter. With MeUndies Gives simply by shopping MeUndies, you help support these causes. Not only that, these undies are comfortable. Legitimately, I'm wearing them right now. They're the only thing I am wearing. I could wear them to weddings, funerals, and any event. MeUndies has this brilliant thing called an Undies membership, where every month the softest undies ever appear at your door. The convenience factor is clutch. You get it, kids? You never have to leave the house. Oh, and you also get site-wide savings, early access, and free shipping. It's pure joy. MeUndies are made from micromodal fabric, an irresistibly soft, sustainable fabric that encases your nether regions in cloud-like comfort. It's magically made from trees, another reason to give them a hug. MeUndies are offered in a range of sizes from extra small to 4XL. MeUndies also has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping. You gotta give this super softness a try, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. To get 15% off your first order, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/SuperMega. That's MeUndies.com/SuperMega.
Anyways, we were talking about YouTube and those smaller creators we found. Well, that are not really small. I think Make Me Bad 35. It still has like 60-something thousand followers on Twitter. But that could have been also. There's popularity just changes a lot. It seems
The size and number.
it's crazy to see people. I think the one person I'm astonished by, because it seems like they have stuck to their like true essence. Like their brand has managed to be the same throughout, is Jenna Marbles.
I've never watched Jenna Marbles once.
No, I watched her a few times.
I don't know what she even does.
But like I out of curiosity have popped in every now and then through the many, but it seems like she still keeps like that just general vibe. It's just
general vibe.
I know it's something where I bring it up because like you notice Shane Dawson, they're not just phases, because everyone has phases, but there are huge tonal shifts in his content, in the types of content he made. I mean, look at the shift even in our own content. You and I started making sketch comedy, and we don't really do it that much anymore. You know, we're doing this like new form.
Right.
Like podcasting,
Let's Playing.
Which we want to still, we always say we want to get back into it, and I really do. It's just, it honestly is harder than ever right now.
Yeah.
Whether it's because of the lack of motivation due to what's going on right now, I don't know. There's just a lot to say about.
Fucking Smosh would make a sketch every week.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
well, looking back, and I think that they would agree. I do feel like there came a lack of not thought, because when you look at all their past sketches, they are they're like, Smosh is known for its own brand of comedy. We all know it as a pink frosted strawberry donut versus corn dog, whatever. It's that, and it's my damn neighbor stole my flamingo. And, it's that. That's what.
Shut up.
It was. I think I personally started. I was still into it at this point, but I started to fall off of Smosh with like teleporting fat guy. Yeah. That's when my decline started. And then of course the full decline of my interest was like, I think just when Anthony left, but when it started to be more
For me, I think
sitcom-y.
It's when I started just to get older, I think. And then like you have a specific memory of this duo of two guys and how it made you feel then. And then if for whatever reason it's not doing the same for you anymore, whether you've gotten older or they've changed. And
I don't hold them accountable for it.
No,
you know?
yeah. So then it's like you just kind of move on from it. I've actually been thinking about making a subreddit where I'm going to bitch about it.
Come on, I don't want to. I don't want to.
No,
no, you're inciting violence.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
I don't want to fucking read shit.
I mean, good for Ian. Like even after Anthony left, it is cool to see how much he's been able to like still do with it with all the different channels, and there's a cast
I'm not taking any of that away by saying like I personally ended up shifting to new.
Well, I stopped watching Fred. I stopped watching Shane Dawson when I was younger. It's like your tastes change over time.
And I think there's always going to be that core audience because it's this weird thing where your core audience never ages, if that makes sense.
They age with you.
Like there are people in the comments and I read them and it's so cool to see. It's like, I started watching you when I graduated high school. I'm like, and now I'm in college. I'm like, that's such a different period in life when they started. When you think about when I think about where I was in high school and then that shift to being a sophomore in college, it was a big kind of mental bridge.
I've seen people say they started watching this in middle school and now they're in college, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, because some people were around
8th grade when
kids with problems or Syndigo and stuff.
Yeah,
and that always blows my mind.
That blows a load right in my face.
Yeah, it does. It's crazy because I can connect. Like, there's I'm getting all sappy,
but when bro,
it's just when you can relate to people. And I feel like a lot of the times that's lost in social media, like truly relating to like someone legitimately and not through a wall of humor or anything like that. Like there's just pure, just kind of like connection.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice feeling when you get a little of that in your heart, my brother.
We get a lot of emails, and I know we're really bad about responding to emails from you guys. The main reason just because our email is so flooded with spam, not from you guys, but just in general. And also a lot of people sign our email up for like porn sites and mailing lists. So our email is loaded with shit. So if you ever send us a really nice email, know that we do read those. We just don't always respond because it is hard to respond to everything. But you get like there's some just I've read certain emails before and like letters in the PO box.
Oh, we
like,
keep
it
the
brings
letters
like
because
a tear to my eye sometimes because it's so like, fuck, man, that's so fucking nice.
It's just a part of that where part of the reason it makes me feel like that way is, as I was saying, is I can nostalgically connect with that person's point of view. Like
yes.
I remember looking up to people and being, and I hate to say this about myself because I don't see it, but it's interesting to see other people say at least say that they
Impostor
see it of
syndrome.
us, where that we in some ways inspire them, and that is also like a big take. It's like how I don't want to be in charge of inspiring people. That's
I don't want to be a role model.
That's not why I got into this. I don't want to be a leader or someone who inspires, but like it does feel good. It's because I like to make the content and I like to just do what we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets lost where I'll read a majority of negative comments on YouTube, on Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, anywhere, any social media platform. And they'll get to me and it puts me in like a spiral of just kind of like not wanting to connect mentally with the mindset of like a fan or someone,
right.
an audience member, or to say more respectfully, but it is important to recognize like the admiration that we receive and the time people spend watching our content and giving us, whether it's their attention just simply by watching the videos or but like just the idea that people continuously will just give us a part of their day.
I know, I think you and I both have pretty bad imposter syndrome, where it's like, why do we have, like, why do people watch us? Like, I don't understand it, because I'll look around at all these other people on YouTube. I'm like, I get it for them, but like for us, I don't necessarily get it.
I'm just the same person in a different social environment. Like I feel like the same person that was like at a party, just kind of standing there at USC. You remember, that feeling of just standing there at a college
drink
party
in your
and
hand,
kind of
just
like, okay.
yeah, exactly.
Just like I remember that, and that's me. But now, for some reason, out of work on my part, yes, but a lot of it is luck, and due to that, now I'm sitting in this office that we were able to have because of it.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
It's weird. It's just like, oh shit, this stuff just doesn't happen. Like, it's not just like, oh, I made a video and now I can buy an office to where we can do that for a living.
Well, it feels really weird for me too, because we both got here from different branching paths that merged together, and it's wild. It's just wild to think about that I was in college and you were in college, and then we both dropped out to work with this big YouTuber, and then did our own thing and worked with other big YouTubers, and we lost a friend, and just like the whole journey has been wild. And what I actually did the other night, I have never done this before. I was laying in bed, and I was thinking back to high school, and basically I was like, I want to try this, see how much I remember. So it took me about 35 minutes straight, but I laid in bed and I started from an average day. I think I chose like a Thursday of my senior year of high school, and I woke up in my mind. I woke up and I did everything that I would
see
do
how
in that
much you
day.
could just do.
Yeah, as if like I was actually there and doing it. And I woke up, I took a shower, went downstairs, got breakfast, got in my carpool to go get on the school bus, and then I came home and I did the whole school day, like the classes in order that I remember. And then I remember, like,
you're obviously not laying in bed for like an hour and a half in science class.
No.
But
It took me like 35 minutes, but then I got home and I got dressed and I went to work, and I remember how my work was before it was remodeled, and like the people that I used to work with, and then like closing up that night, and then going home and getting on my computer for a bit and going to bed to repeat it. And I remember after I had my eyes shut for like 35 minutes and going through this whole thing and being able to remember all of it, I opened my eyes and I was in my room now, and I looked around and I was like, whoa.
No, it
hit me. I was
like, it's this sinking pit in your heart where you're just, for me, it's like this weird, just kind of like, it's not fear. I don't know what to call it.
I don't think it's sinking. I think it's more of just
it takes my breath away. I know.
Yeah.
That.
I think it's like
I feel
when you see the
light
Grand Canyon.
in the chest.
When you see the Grand Canyon.
Okay, yes.
It's like it's astonishing.
Like when you're a kid and you see a huge cruise ship in person for the first time.
Exactly. It's like
that feeling.
I think it's just a big, it's like grandeur, like, whoa, like that's right. Like now this is life compared to that. And it did make me appreciate not having to do schoolwork.
After a shower, sometimes I'll just get out and just look in the mirror, and like that video is probably the interview that I did when I was like a senior in high school. When I'm still, that's me. To other people, it's like, that's just a different stage of Ryan. That's me. So when I'm looking at it, I can see just how much I've aged, and not only just physically, but like just the way I look at myself.
Yeah.
Like the way you look at yourself is different. The way you look at the world, I guess, could be different, but you're still just that. I can't break out of it. I can't break out of I can't just be like, I can't turn, I guess it's weird because it's fear in myself and like turning myself, like my name into a brand, I guess.
Yeah. Like fear of losing yourself.
Yeah. And
I don't think that'll ever happen for you though.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you're afraid of that, I think says a lot. It's fucking flies, dude. There's still flies flying around. But I think the fact that like you're even aware, because the people that happens to, they're not scared of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that end up just becoming a brand and lose themselves, like that. Those people were never scared of that happening.
Well, part of the weird thing is you can read comments, right? And this is going back to like why it's important also for creators to. It will not be. I don't even have an answer for that. Is it important for creators to respond to comments or read the comments? Like, is that just a part of their job to keep track of that?
I think it depends on
what if it causes a mental strain. Is like then you could be like, well, your boss yelling at you at Food Lion is mental strain.
No, I would argue that
and your job can't be just a dessert every time. Like what? Like I struggle with that because I'm like, oh, should I be more?
That's how I felt. I thought that it was like my duty to read the comments and to read what people were saying on Reddit and stuff. I think like it's good to check in on the comments and respond sometimes, but I think that also it depends on like what it does to you. Like if you enjoy reading the comments, then that's one thing. But I think like if it gets to the point where like it ruins your day and reading the comments, you do it out of more out of a compulsion than doing it because that's what happened to me personally. It was like
my biggest stage was when I worked for Grumps.
Yeah. It's because there's so much criticism and you want. I think there's this human nature side of it where it's like, oh, people are saying things about me on the internet. I want to see what they're saying.
Yes,
it's like you see people whispering
bad
about
things. Like it's gossip. It's like for instance, if all of a sudden it's I told you, it's like, oh, Jackson told me he liked your outfit the other or. Jackson told me something pretty cool the other day about you, and he's like, "Oh, what did Jackson say about me?" That feels nice. But if you hear me say Jackson said something pretty shitty about you the other day, like that'll just stop you in your tracks.
And I'm gonna want to know what he said.
Yeah, your heart's gonna just.
If you see a group of people whispering about you, you're gonna want to know what they're saying.
Exactly. That's just what it is.
It's human nature, man. And I think the hardest thing about this job is like realizing that it's always going to happen and you have to kind of like learn to not pay attention.
It's a part of the environment.
Yeah.
It's a part of the online environment. Like no one, like even though for us at Grumps, it seemed to be magnified because of the certain communities that existed and sometimes went out of, just also them having a larger population of an audience. It's just, I think we just have, in a weird way, as content creators, we just have to accept the negativity. And I don't want to say that means we should allow negativity to happen.
Well, it'll happen whether we want it to or not.
As long as there's anonymity.
The difference,
if I said that correctly.
That you did. The difference is it's not whether you allow it to happen or not. It's whether you allow it to
get to you,
affect your mental state. Right?
Because it's always going to exist.
Yeah, it's always. Here's the thing: whether you and I read the comments or read Reddit or read 4chan or anything like that, those posts, those negative comments, they will still be there. Whether I see it or not does not affect if it'll be there. However, for my day to be going well, if I see that stuff, it will make my day not be going well and it will affect me. And then also
it'll tilt your work day too.
Yes. And then next time I'm going to actually record something, that stuff's gonna be on my mind. So I'm going to be acting differently. I'm going to be not just playing myself. I'm going to be more self-conscious.
Well, when it gets to that point, I think what we've always done is usually call it out in a sense, or we try to incorporate it in the content because it's just like, well, I mean, it's there. There's nothing we can do about it.
Which I do like doing, but I did see some people saying that like the only what they don't like about that is all of the people that genuinely support us, that don't comment, that do comment nice things, and then they're like, well, you guys just focus on the few small people that are loud about being negative, which I do get, yeah, because I guess it is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to distance myself more from the comments and just online, because I got to a point for me personally where I would check it 20 times a day before bed, and I realized I was doing it like it was like a habit. Like wake up first thing, I'd go through comments first thing, and that's a horrible way to start my day.
Feels like you remember being addicted to nicotine, right?
Yeah.
That kind of like
it's like that. It's an addiction.
I need to check this. There's like this with any addiction. I feel like there's a light sense of anxiety, right?
Yeah, I would get anxious if I wasn't checking the comments. Yeah,
the only way to solve it is to get the fix.
Because it would be
and
for
to
me.
Update.
It's like, oh, if I don't see everything that's going on, if I'm not reading the comments, I'd get anxious. And it's like, oh, the way to fix that is read the comments. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I gotta check the comments again. And
at the end of the day, it's a part of the community, and that's never gonna change. And it's I think it's just, I'm trying to talk myself into this mindset as we speak, even that it's important not to let it weigh or have any more weight than positive comments or even neutral comments. They're all comments. All comments are made by people who have, given you their time, positive or negative. They're going to be there regardless. And if I come across one, I just need to try to get in the mindset of like, that's just another bad comment. I'm going to see more, and there's nothing I can do about it right now.
yeah, I had a really big talk with Harrison and Carson last Friday because I was super stressed out about comments and stuff, and I was driving. And I was talking about this, and they made me feel pretty good because they were telling me, they were like, you can't let that stuff affect what you were doing, you know? Otherwise, I mean, like with trolls and stuff, that's what they want, And if you let them, like, look at Chris Chan.
Well, like I feel like I can see I guess spot like someone who's trying to obviously evoke a reaction.
Yeah.
But then again, like we also have that fan base where, because we do it to them, they'll say stuff to just get a rise out of us, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But it's
so it's like I could see that, yeah, like we're sometimes playing into that.
Here's the thing.
To an extent.
For Resident Evil is an example.
Yeah. But Resident Evil 3?
Yeah.
Not 2.
Not 2, 3. Going into a
not
recording
2.
session.
I had the masturbation joke, Matt.
Fuck, you're right. But going into a recording session, like imagine going into like our next recording session, never reading one comment. I feel like we'd be a lot happier and we'd play the game a lot. Because then like, if
but
you
then
comments,
part of me is, would we be more ignorant, and then people would hate the series even more than if we bitched about it and at least corrected it.
Those are all what ifs.
No, I know those are, but I'm saying those are the what ifs that go through my mind when like I get that anxious feeling when I see like the negative shit.
One thing that when I was in therapy I thought was fascinating was I would say stuff like that, and my therapist would always be like, there's more what ifs you're throwing out. Those are all what ifs.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be what ifs. Always, no matter like what angle you choose. So it's like, oh, I can read the negative comments, and then my mind will be focused on that while I'm recording. And there's still what ifs there, and even if I don't read it, then there's going to be other what ifs that seem just as bad. I don't know. You just got to do what works for your mental health.
Your brain will not just do rational what ifs; it'll start to just create a stack of them of like the worst case scenarios.
Your brain always goes to worst case scenarios. Always
because it's on high alert.
That's what anxiety does. Anxiety always throws you to the worst case scenario because it's like trying to protect you. It's trying to make you like prepared for the worst thing to happen. So it's like, oh, I get in one fight with my girlfriend, all of a sudden it's like your mind jumps to like, oh, we're gonna break up, it's like worst case scenario all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I hate about anxiety.
What will this sexual interaction I have with my dad, like what will that cause onto the family?
Exactly.
And like it's important just to focus on the beautiful moment we had.
I was really hoping you could pull through that one.
I know I couldn't. I'm sorry. I wish I could.
I'll tell you, for the first second you were saying that, though, I thought you were being legit. I was like,
oh my God.
Everything was so seriously nuts. I was like,
no.
I was like, you want to talk about this on the podcast?
My dad and I have a purely platonic relationship.
There is tension.
And I told him that. I friend zoned him back in high school.
I know, but there is. You got to admit, you do lead into it. You lead him on. There's a lot of tension there. I see the way you rub his leg when you guys are sitting together.
I
family
pat his
picnic.
leg. I never rubbed.
No, at that family picnic,
I don't wanna- I don't
saw
wanna
you
get-
put your hand right
whatever.
there. There's at least you cannot put your hand more than halfway up another guy's thigh. That was fully in the second half, and I saw what your fingers were doing, okay?
Well, his package wasn't on that side.
Oh, so you were looking. You knew.
I wasn't looking,
Doesn't
but I
matter,
could tell
Ryan.
by the crease of the pants.
It doesn't matter if,
But
like,
through-
even if
through-
my package is on this side.
Through sound, I could hear the sound waves bounce off of the curves.
You used your son echolocation to detect where his penis was in his pants. Yep, it's on the right side.
Only this podcast we can go from having some deep
I love
personal conversation.
People always say that they're like within 2 minutes they can go from talking about like the most existential or like political stuff to like talking about just shitting their pants and like eating it.
Well, it's how our stupid brains work, Matt. That's why you and I work well as a duo.
Bounces, yeah. It's like throwing a bouncy ball down a long hallway
I know.
as hard as you can.
That's what I like. Like, honestly, I never take the time to like appreciate it, but I do appreciate just our natural chemistry, like as friends.
Oh, me
like,
too. It's funny because
It's
like
weird to talk about it so analytically.
yeah,
you
but
know,
it's
it
true.
sounds so
It's true.
cold.
It's funny because you know, I have so many friends, Ryan. And-
of
no, but the
course.
thing is, it's like, I have like the best chemistry with you than like anyone else I know.
But
And
I've
the funny
only
thing
met
is,
you. Like,
I know.
You're in my recent history, right?
Were you looking me up? No, but we've only known each other for over 5 years now, a little bit. It'll be oh shit.
When was 5 years?
This month. 5 years ago is when I first met you.
June or May?
June.
Okay,
Sorry, May.
because you
May,
can't.
May.
Okay, yeah.
That's when I first came to LA.
Okay,
I think it was like May 23rd or something.
and you stayed extra long.
I did. I extended it. So we
Stayed
made
for like
Long
3
Boys.
more weeks.
Mhm. My mom wasn't too happy. She's like, "Son, are you?"
Dude, I remember just all the the anxieties you had about moving out.
Oh,
I
dude.
remember just there was a point you said no.
I said no. For like
You
a day or
said
two.
no. I remember that Daniel and I legitimately, if you could only listen into the
I
conversation,
could have been a fly on the wall.
dude, we
Like
were
the flies on the wall in this
we were
room.
just saying how we were like, he's stupid. He's so
Yeah.
stupid.
Well, I was.
I
was because I was.
I know.
It was a really emotional decision for me.
But I can
because-
understand why it was hard, because I wasn't really in the same boat. I didn't really have too many connections. I did have a girlfriend at the time.
It was
but-
hard for me to like leave all my friends and my girlfriend and my family and drop out of college after 1 year when I had this idea for years of what I wanted to do with life, and then all of a sudden this other opportunity comes that would completely change all of that, and I have to leave everyone behind and go out to live with people that I really didn't know. I'd only met for a couple weeks. So it was stupid for me to say no, absolutely, and I'm so glad that I ended up changing my mind. But like that was
I remember that. I still can't believe you went, I think you said yes and then no.
I did. And then I said yes.
again. And then I remember, I think when you said yes again, I was a little harsh. I remember telling Daniel, I'm like, he's just going to go back and say no. He's going to fucking go back and forth. You didn't. You
I remember
stuck with it.
Mark told me, Mark was like, when I said yes the second time after saying no, Mark was like, I remember he told me, he's like, that needs to be your final answer, right?
I
Like
know.
you can't go change that again. I was like, yep, that's it. And it was the best decision I ever made, I think, was moving out here.
So far.
So
I mean,
far.
to your current knowledge, hindsight's 2020. Who knows what the future holds?
The worst thing I ever did was move out to California.
The worst thing I ever did was be your friend. You fucking fuck.
Yeah, dude. No, it's. I was listening to a song. Same night that I was looking back at high school, I was listening to a song
I got a
that.
pocket full of sunshine. I'm kidding.
Take me away. No,
Imagine you like taking a drive and listening to that.
playing who sings that? Natasha or whatever her name was. Dude, for some reason that was the only video file on my family's computer back in
Wait,
the day.
what was?
With the music video for that?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What was the music? I never saw the music.
It was like
video.
a 144p version of Pocket Full of Sunshine, and in the iTunes library was the only video. And I think it had been like illegally downloaded from LimeWire by my sister because it was so bad, and it was just like, no, that's a different song. Wait.
I got a pocket full of sunshine.
It was Pocket Full of Sunshine.
I know. Wow.
But
Take me away.
I was listening to a song that I was
Sticks and stones and never gonna break.
I was very when I was trying to make up my mind what to do, I remember I listened to this one song over and over. That was a very sad song. When I was trying to figure out what to do when I was moving. I listened to it the other night and I was like, it made me cry. I was like, fuck. Just because like the emotions.
There's certain songs. I will not name the song, exactly, but I will name the artist where like
every day I'm shuffling.
Oh God! It's funny because in my head it's just this pure, just depressing point in my life.
I cry,
Imagine
it's
myself.
like it makes me cry. And I'm making a joke out of it.
It's Sun Kill Moon. Because
Yeah. I have a song also that's in the same vein.
I will only, if I listen to them, it's one every few years. I will, like, it's hard for me to just fucking go back and like listen to some tracks.
Yeah.
Some meaty tracks from Sun Kill
It's just
Moon.
too so heavily associated in your brain with something. I have a song by Red House Painters that is the same thing for me that I listen to it maybe once a year, once or twice. And when I usually cry when I do, like a pussy, but
bitch.
I know. But there's also songs from other relationships I can't listen back to.
Back and clean your throat. Sorry.
There's songs from like past relationships and stuff, or friendships that when I hear make me really sad. Just because it's like, oh, I remember how I felt during that time, and like that feeling is now dead.
That's why I specifically do this, because you recommended it, and I want to recommend people do this because it's this great feeling. If you have Spotify or any music app where you can make playlists of songs,
even YouTube,
create monthly playlists for songs, because I found myself, I've only done it in the past little over a year, but I can go back to 2019, like even late, probably I think November and December of 2018, and kind of hear this, just still getting that emotional feeling because music connects you with that kind of.
And I love it because I started it January 2018 and I've kept it up. So now I can go back all the way to like every month. So now that it's when this comes out, June, I'll go back and listen to June 2018 and then then June 2019. I'll kind of like compare how.
If Spotify is still around, like when I'm 30, like, and I still do that playlist shit, like it's gonna really just be like, holy fuck, I was 20, I was turning 26, and I remember like that kind of time.
I can go back and look exactly when I was going through a breakup or when I was feeling a certain way about something in my life, and I can listen to that music and be like, oh yeah. Or when I was feeling really high and happy, I can find certain songs. Oh man, and I was listening to this song that makes me cry the other night, and then the top comment was, it's ironic when people who gave, it's a quote, it's ironic when people who gave you the best memories end up just becoming a memory. And I just like teared up when I read that. I was like, oh God. But it's
that is sad, dude. Like I'm thinking of like exes that I have.
Tentacion?
Yeah, no.
Well, he's a memory
One
too.
particular, like my high school sweetheart, so to speak. And we're on friendly terms. We like, there's every now and then, it's just like a, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm doing well. I have a dog now. Oh, cool. Let me see. That's a cute dog. My dog's doing well, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then months, maybe even like close to a year goes by, and then the same interaction.
It's like, hey, I hope you've been doing well.
Yeah.
No, I same thing.
But I remember like that person, that specific person is linked to so many meaningful memories at least from my perspective. It could have been fucking dog shit from her perspective, but at least from my perspective, it's just like, I'm thinking of like homecoming dance, like the Sadie Hawkins dance. I'm thinking of prom. I'm thinking of the transition of high school to college and having to travel to Charleston to go visit her because she was in like the dorms near, I can't remember what street it was.
Which is funny because I didn't even know you at the time, but we were in the same city.
Yep. But just like there's so many
emotions.
Yeah, emotions linked to that.
That
and
are
just
still there in your head and your heart, but like they're not alive until you bring them back to life, which is weird because.
And it doesn't mean like, oh my God, my love has been reignited for this person. It's just a sweet, melancholic nostalgia.
Somber,
yeah.
Definitely melancholy. I wish there was like a better word for like sad nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like sad but happy nostalgia. Because I guess nostalgia is sad inherently, like by definition, but
It's in a sense tragic because it is.
it's remembering better past times that are good that
Yeah.
you no longer have. And it's weird because like for instance,
Oh no!
I'm
I
not
just
on-
thought of a
what?
scary thought.
I'm not on bad terms with like exes and stuff. I would do the same thing for a while where, you know, we'd touch base every now and then. Not anymore, but sometimes I'll hear a song that reminds me of like a relationship I was in 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
That was like really intense. And it's like, it like makes my throat get tight because I'm like, damn, like I'm so much farther along in my life now. And like, I know completely different people. It's completely
I have
different.
no idea
but
what
it's
they've
like-
been up to.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know what they've been doing for the past 3 years, but it's
they
like,
have a whole new history of life experiences that I'm not privy to. Sorry. And the same with me. But still, there's that strong connection or link that you had that I feel like will always remain. There will always be kind of like a soft spot for the past.
yeah. And I think
be-
that's why when people are like, I'll always have a piece of you, I'll always love you a little
Yeah.
bit. It's like that, you know?
And I think, you know, even though my parents are divorced and, you know, my mom isn't in love with my dad is not in love with my mom. They are, you know, they're in both their separate marriages now. But I do feel, you know, when talking to them and just kind of like, sometimes I just kind of question them on their experiences because now I'm getting older and I want to know because I'm thinking about when they were 20 something, they were married, you know,
Yeah.
to each other. And it's I still, it's crazy to at least know through experience, like they still must have that fondness because I'm not saying I'm a gift from God, but through their relationship, even though it ended in divorce, you know, they got me.
Yeah.
And they're still connected, even if it's not purely just like, oh, I have to deal with this person because of a child. I'm not saying they're friends, but that's what's tying them together. But I also feel like there's that friendly nostalgia in their hearts for that time. And they will always have
Those
some
memories
sort of
and-
respect. Like my dad will always respect me as my mother's son, and my mom will always respect me as my father's son.
I think that there's a big I think there's a difference between being in love and then loving someone.
Yeah.
You know? Because I remember because like I've heard of couples that get divorced and it's like they're not in love anymore, but they still love each other like as two human beings. Not in the sense of like romantic love, but the sense of like they've been through so much together and they, you know, it's like I feel like certain people, no matter how it ends, like you will still always love them. You just aren't in love.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of relationships do end because people, I think that's honestly the hardest type of breakup is where you still love the person, but you're not in love anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because that's a very real breakup that happens.
I've been in a
I've been there too.
relationship and it's heartbreaking and it's in a different way because there is something to be said about the heartbreak of it's in a sense the same. I was going to say they're on opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of being broken up with versus doing the breaking up because there is on both sides, people don't understand, there is heartbreak on both sides. It's like you can't force yourself to feel this way, and it's like I remember wanting to feel this way like I did back in the day about this person, and I'd go back to the nostalgic times, but my brain would still separate that as the past and be like, it's still not how I feel about them when I look at them now.
Yeah, and that's
and
the
it is,
thing.
and it sucks.
It sucks. That's part of growing up though, and it's also part of like
the experience.
yeah, the human experience. But it's important to realize, and I'm saying this as like a piece of advice for people. It's important like after a breakup or a death or a loss of a friend or something like that, that it's fine to like still feel that way, but also move on because it's not real anymore.
Yeah.
It was real at one point and you'll always have that, and it's not real anymore. So you got to keep going because you'll have it again,
Yeah.
you know?
There's definitely that experience. Like, I mean, we talk about it rarely, but everyone knows the Daniel situation in our life. I think most people know.
Yeah.
Our friend Daniel, very talented, but I bring him up because I think a lot of the times those events that you talk about, they do lead to the the like a segregated nature of my memory. Like there's right now it's, there's the before Daniel and after Daniel.
Yeah.
Whereas before that happened, it was just kind of like, oh, I'm in California doing stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
But now there's there was no before and after. There might have been like a before after college, but there wasn't. There were different kind of more like visual and experience ties to those two situations. But like with Daniel, there was such a shift in how I changed mentally and personally.
Yeah.
And even I've talked about it like with some people, and some people are like, yeah, I ask them just to be open. I'm like, do I seem different from before and after? And they're like, yeah, there is a change, but it's not like horribly different, but like people do notice that. And like there is that part which will always kind of differentiate between like the before and after the tragedy. And it's, as you said, it is important to realize that and realize that tragedy, and I know this might be the wrong advice in certain circumstances, but that is a part of your life, and it's not about getting rid of it. It's not about expelling it completely, as you would think of like a demon or something. It's about finding a healthy way to integrate it into your life so you can live it day by day healthily.
Yes, exactly. Because it's like with a trauma, it's not something that you can cure,
Yeah.
It's like as badly as you want to be like, oh, done, I'm over it. You can't.
And and the thing is with like trauma specifically, at least in my case, while as horrifying of a situation that will ever be for me, I cannot say that in any way will outshine even the most basic of hangout sessions I had with Daniel.
Of course.
Like, even though one has, changed me fast, and in an instant, Daniel's experience, and with you and his experience with a lot of people, when you're friends with someone like I'm friends with you, your character will slowly not mold into someone different to fit them as a friend. But because you are interacting and you're experiencing life together and learning lessons together, you will kind of mold each other.
Yeah.
And so that will always
Those fingerprints will always be there.
The molding he did as my friend will always outbalance the molding he did in tragedy,
Yeah.
It's different, and it's better. And I have more happy days thinking about him than sad days now.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
damn, I got deep.
I know.
That's good though. That's why I like our podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's not just some stupid themed podcast. It goes we literally bounce from A to Z.
Well, there's no plan, so the
conversation goes naturally.
Our conversation, it's weird because it's definitely a natural progression in forms of a conversation, but then there is that, there's the, well, check out MySpace at #MySpace, part of the podcast that is there.
We never know where the podcast is going to go when we sit down. It's like, hey, let's do a podcast today. We sit down in our chairs, get the mics ready, and then it's like, oh, we never know where it's going to go. Never know, like.
It's almost 200 episodes.
I know, it's
only
197,
3 more.
right?
Yeah, what do we know that we know the date of when 200 will come out, right?
98, 97, and then 200. I'm sorry,
Wait, 98, 97, 200.
Dude, I almost want to cut that out. That was really bad. 97, what
are you doing?
What is that? What I meant to say was we're on 197, and there is only 98 and 99, and then 200. There's only 2 more left until 200.
Okay.
That's what I meant. But I somehow said 98, 97, 200. You guys
sounded like a real moron, Matthew.
I know. I was a real moron in that moment. But I'm a smart cookie, I promise. Promise.
Promise?
Promise. Don't worry, dude.
Whatever.
Don't worry. You didn't make a bad business move starting a business with me. I'm smart.
Okay.
Very smart.
The lighting on you is beautiful right now. You look
know,
like
what-
you look. It must be annoying for you.
No, it's actually quite
you,
nice.
You
It's
look like you're in a
5:59.
noir.
It's 5:59 on
Like if
Friday,
I could,
May
if I could
29th.
get
and
a
it's,
actually, I want. Anyways, where's my phone? Hold on, I'm gonna go get my phone because I want to take a camera.
oh, it's right there. It's in the chair.
Wait, do you see it?
Yeah. Let me get where I was with the light. How's that?
Ooh, beautiful. Now let me make it black and white because black and white's the deciding factor, right?
Absolutely.
Hold on, I'm editing it in real time, Matthew.
God damn. This is the perfect, I will say, like, we've never felt this kind of lighting on the podcast, and it's kind of like the perfect wrap up to all this conversation of nostalgia and stuff.
I know.
You know, it's like now all of a sudden these like beams of sunlight as the sun's setting are shining in the window, and this has never happened before.
Well, because black and white helps the eyes focus more on an image. So, like, look at the difference. But you see that color? Like, it's just like that. That looks
An
shitty.
ugly fucking dude.
And then you look black and white gives it like kind of like this
Damn.
kind of like artistic.
That looks sick.
Hey, that's why every short film is in black and white, baby.
Ooh,
Every short film that wins Best Picture. I'm kidding.
do it.
Not every.
Put all your movies in black and white.
But hey, it's a nice little nudge for the judges to be like, oh wow,
that's artistic.
he admires cinema.
Oh man. Well, how you feeling? You wanna wrap this baby up?
In a big bag.
Throw it off the edge of a bridge?
Okay, hold on. Just let me put him in a bag. Wait, why is there a baby in the bag?
I said wrap
put
this
a baby
baby.
in
I
it?
said you said wrap this baby up.
Oh, I put the audience and the baby in a bag.
Should we take the baby out?
No, just leave them in there with the baby.
Okay, let's drop it over the bridge. Ready?
Okay, here we go. Huh.